I found a talking doll in a nailed-shut shed, and I think it knows too much. Hey Reddit, first-time poster, long-time lurker here. I never thought I'd end up on this sub, but I'm honestly freaking out and need to share what happened. Last weekend I moved into an old house I inherited from my great-aunt Eleanor. She passed away a few months ago, rest her soul, and the place had been empty for years before that. It's this crumbling Victorian monstrosity on a big plot of land, surrounded by overgrown trees and vines. The neighbors are sparse, and honestly, it's creepy, but I figured I'd fix it up and maybe flip it. Anyway, the first few days were uneventful. A few creaky floorboards, some strange drafts, nothing unusual for an old house. Then, while exploring the backyard, I noticed a shed I hadn't seen before. It was hidden behind a wall of ivy, and it looked ancient, like it hadn't been touched in decades. The weird part? The door was nailed shut, with what must have been at least a dozen rusty nails. Not just casually nailed shut, secured. Like someone really didn't want it to be opened. Of course, my curiosity got the better of me. After wrestling with a crowbar for half an hour, I managed to pry the door open. The inside was dark, and the smell was awful, like mildew mixed with something metallic. I waved my flashlight around and saw that the shed was mostly empty, except for a small wooden box sitting in the middle of the floor. The box was plain but locked with an old-fashioned latch. When I opened it, I found a doll. It wasn't your typical cute doll. This thing was unsettling. It was about a foot tall, with porcelain skin cracked in places, glassy blue eyes, and a disturbingly realistic tuft of black hair. Its clothes were tattered, a faded lace dress and tiny leather boots. And then it spoke. "Hello, William." Now I'm William, that's my name. But here's the thing. I live alone, and there's no way this doll could have known that. I nearly dropped it, but I convinced myself it had some kind of pre-programmed voice box. I mean, it's 2025. Technology's wild, right? Maybe it was rigged to say common names. So like an idiot, I said, "Who put you here?" The doll's head jerked slightly to the side, and I swear its eyes focused on me. Then it whispered, "She warned you not to open the shed." She? My great-aunt Eleanor? My skin crawled, but I told myself it was just my imagination. Still, I put the doll back in the box and took it into the house. Mistake number 2.